Alrighty, and hello. Welcome to the stream. Today we are doing um drawing. This is what we're doing, people. And I did notice that spike go up in FPS. Something is still up. I don't know what it is. But yeah, we are in Krita today. We're going to try out Krita. I've never really worked with it all that much. So it should be interesting to see how it all plays out. Okay, so even with everything that I've done, my FPS still is going to fluctuate. It's not going to stay a full 60. So now that means I've got to figure out if maybe I need to set my FPS to 30 for OBS. See if that works out. Because we will be doing some gaming probably tomorrow. We'll do some gaming, and this will be the CashOS edition of that. Because for those of you who don't know, I have recently made the switch. I finally made the switch from Arch Linux to CashOS. Yeah, it's a major change for me. But I made the change nonetheless. Did it last night. And I gotta say, I am very happy with it. One of the things that I'm also thinking about is that maybe I need to disable Kava in my Waybar. Because that could also be having some sort of effect on it. Or maybe if I just lowered the frame rate on it. I don't know. I'll try that out tomorrow too, I guess. See how that works out. If I can talk today. Hello, Jan. Welcome to the stream. So glad you can make it. If you don't know what we're doing today, we're going to be doing some drawing on Linux. I got my tablet in yesterday, and so I'm going to be testing it out, seeing how it works. I've already got the driver set up on Linux and all that good stuff. So Krita is interesting because I've heard about Krita, but I've never used Krita. And so this will be my first time today using Krita. I'm used to using Inkscape because I would rather work with vector files usually. But that's just because, I've worked with drawing tablets before. I just am not... I guess I haven't used one enough to be like, oh, I'm just going to make all my artwork with it, But yeah, I use, for vector graphics, I use Inkscape. For image editing, I use GIMP. But I don't really have anything for just pure out drawing. And so I figured Krita would be the best thing to go with. So yeah, we're going to be doing some stuff with that. I got to figure out how this is all going to work out. But yeah, thank you. I'm glad that you like the quality of my audio. I do like to specialize in it, because I'm all about audio production, really. When it comes down to audio production, music production, all that good stuff. I use a mic called Fifine, or that's the brand name. I'm not sure what the actual name of or what the actual model of it is. But I do know that it's one that you can tap on it and it mutes it. It's like really fancy technology for me. So I really enjoy it. But yeah, let's see. What else do I have going on here? Oh yeah, I guess I could go to tool options. And then we'll just do stabilizer. And that's so that way it will allow me to have more of a control over my lines. But I don't want that much control. We do want some delay. Maybe about 20 would probably be it. That doesn't seem like it would be. I don't know. I might just play around with this. Yeah, I've got to get used to doing, like, I don't know, I guess working with smoothing. I'm not really that great with smoothing, but I think it would help me out if I were to do smoothing. So, in fact, maybe let's go to 15, see what 15 looks like. I mean, 15's not too bad. I get more of a slowdown. Okay, that wasn't that bad of a circle. Krita is one of the best free drawing software, as I heard from reviews. Never tried Inkscape. Yeah, Inkscape is known for, like, if you are designing like logos and stuff like that. Typically, that's what most people would use it for. I, on the other hand, I use it for all of my art because I think it looks more professional and, like, there's not as many squiggly lines in it. But I'm challenging myself today. I want to see how well. We'll just put the size down to 2. Maybe I don't want to do 2. Maybe I want to do 5. Yeah, we'll just work with 5 for now and see what that looks like. But yeah, we'll first start out. We'll just put, and it doesn't necessarily have to be perfect. I do want it to look a little bit better, though. Let's do probably about right here. That's probably more about. That's not what I really want to do either. I think I want to start it down here. I got an idea for some art that I want to do here now, for, like, maybe a background. I don't know how well it's going to work out, but we're going to try it. And then we'll start here. This will be our little stream right here. And that doesn't necessarily have to be perfect either. Oh, I missed a little bump there. There we go. And then, because I want this to be like water, essentially. And then maybe I want to have a little bit more of some background. This is going to be a little more straight. Yeah, there we go. And then we will do like a sun. That's not really a good circle. Let's try that again. Yeah, that's a little bit better. then that's actually really inconsistent. Let me redo some of that. So then we'll just do no, I don't like that one either. Let's do actually, you know what? Let's start from here. You know what? Let's take a look at different measures of like. Okay, so there's weighted, and then there's basic. What does basic do? Yeah, basic's not that great. But I don't want to have none. I want to see about doing some weighted, I guess. Yeah, I like weighted. Love me some Krita. Love the brush engine. Lots of diversity. It's pretty good at simulation. All kinds of traditional media, from pencils to different paints applied in all sorts of fun ways. Yeah, like I said earlier, I don't know that much about Krita. I'm trying it out today, as well as trying out my new tablet. But yes, welcome to the channel. So glad you could make it with us. Today, I'm just, kind of drawing something, seeing how well it works, all that fun stuff. No, I don't think I want to do weighted after all. Let's do stabilizer. And then yeah, the problem is that I'm just not going to be really that consistent with doing that. So you know what? Let's just do we'll do some little strokes like this. Oh, okay. So you got Wacom. I have a Huion. It is a Inspiroi or Inspiroi. Yeah, it's an Inspiroi H160p. I knew I was going to mess up the pronunciation of that, but it's all right. And then what we'll do is we'll put in some clouds here, I guess. Oh, now see, that would have been great for like if we just there we go. Then if I just took the eraser, you know what? I don't want it to be weighted when it comes to the eraser, though. Yeah, I don't really like that too much. Let's do... let's see, what else can I add? Let's do a tree, I think. I'm feeling like we should do a tree. But not one like that. Let's just do... No, I'm not really liking that either. I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to make sure that I stay, like... to where I'm not just making scraggly lines. I don't know. I'm thinking about ditching the current project for something different. Let's do stabilizer again. This time we'll do it to about 10, I guess. I like drawing. I tried doing animations, but that's very different from drawing. I prefer drawing. Yeah, no, I get that. I used to do some animating back in the day. These days, I just whatever art that I do is usually artwork for the channel. So like anything that you see on my channel, that's like cartoony is usually something that I made. So like my logo, as an example, is something that I made. Okay, and then can I just draw a tree? Actually, you know what? Let's put a little smiley face on him. Just like that. Put a little smiley face. Why not? Let everyone know that he's happy. Then we'll put like 2 little clouds just right there. Adam, welcome to the stream. So glad you can make it with us. Today we're doing some drawing in Linux. Nice to have you. Nice to see you. What we've got so far is we've got some water, which I'm going to paint some water in here later. Then we've got the sun that's just smiling at us, not doing much of anything. And then we got some clouds here. Maybe just, I don't know, maybe put in, you know what? This is probably going to be a good thing. Let's do, I want to zoom in. And I want to create a little rabbit. Yeah, just create just a little rabbit. Might need to go back heavy on the stabilizer. Maybe it would help if I just didn't have the sensors. Not liking that. Let's zoom in just a little bit more. Now it just looks like a puppy. And then we'll just Just a little bit of work here. Yeah, when it comes to drawing on a tablet, I'm not necessarily that great, so you'll have to forgive me. I'm mostly just trying it out to see if it is something that I can do in the future, in the near future. Yeah, the switch from rabbit to dog happened so fast. Yeah, for real, dude. Let's see. Have I tried to do 3D animations? No, it was when I was doing animations back in the day. I'm used to just doing 2D animation. But like my biggest thing was like I would always have like Pac-Man eyes. So like that would be like my signature sort of. Cuz one thing that I have found is that it is kind of difficult to just do the eyeballs that I want to do here. In fact, let me just go ahead and erase this. That way I can do a more proper signature style for me. So then what I do, we'll just do it like that. And oh yeah, if you ever have trouble getting shapes how you want them, especially small stuff, cranking the stabilizer down helps give you more control. Yeah, that's what I started noticing. I don't do anything with sample count. As far as stabilizing the sensors, I'm not entirely sure what that does. But I want to see something real quick. Do I have a paint tool here? Yes, I do have a paint tool. So if I just go over here. Ooh, it's got that ugly line though. That's what I don't like about raster art. Is that like there's that ugly white line there? So you have to go in and like, you see what I'm saying? All this line here. You have to go in and just like patch that up just a little bit. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and just patch this up just a little bit. But here's the thing about like having this fine tuning is like if you end up having that problem, you're mostly suffering with quality control, because like sometimes you're going to get some lines that are like all squiggly if you don't do that. So yeah, give me just a second, then I will take a look at chat. All right, so yeah, this is what we have of the project so far. Got a little rabbit in the front. I like these old school eyes too. I watched Mickey Mouse as inspirations. Their first cartoon with synchronized sound. It's fantastic for its time. Yes, I would definitely agree. My inspiration always came from like Max Fleischer. Yeah, that was just always my inspiration for drawing. And really, these are the types of eyes that I want to do. I wasn't doing it earlier, but like these were just like, these are what I consider marshmallow eyes, the ones that are already done here. This one here are like Pac-Man eyes, really. That's what I would consider them to be. So, yeah, not too bad. Mostly this is just for like testing purposes, you know, so I don't plan on doing like a whole bunch of big stuff here as far as like being like really good at it. Whoops. And then if I can just do this tree correctly. There we go. And then I got to go back in and just do like a eraser. Yeah, we'll just come in with this eraser and yeah, for some reason that eraser does get a little bit bigger, and I think it's just having to do with my sensitivity. So yeah, that's going to be the biggest thing. Just watching out for that sensitivity. Oh, you know what? Dumb old me. Right? I gotta scroll down the size of it. Because I thought it kept the I thought it kept the size with it. Okay, maybe don't go to 5 though. Maybe just do like 20. Then we'll just kind of round this off just a little bit. Fine tuning. That's what we do today. Fine tuning. Yeah, see now we're starting to have something a little bit beautiful and eye-catching. We will of course I would have to. It would be really nice. I've got to figure out how to switch between the brush presets. Because like if I can do that, then I need to remap it for my tablet. Because I've got like it's about like 3 different buttons. Eraser can also be accessed pressing E. It will have the size and properties of your current brush. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. That makes sense. Super neat trick that I can do. And it's actually already programmed, so I don't really have to do anything. See, and I'm noticing my FPS dropping, but like at the same time, my CPU's not giving it reason to go past like 1 gigahertz for some reason. So that's a little odd. And every little tree is not going to be perfect. So yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll just let's zoom in for a moment. Let's patch this little dude up here. And then let's take our eraser tool. I also got to figure out the hotkeys for that. Oh yeah, see, that makes much more sense. Because then it's not constantly like getting on my nerves about like, am I doing this right or whatever. Let's just go ahead and erase some of these lines here. Oh, yeah, you know what I could do? I could actually just draw a penguin if I wanted to. I didn't even think about doing that. Alright, so what else do I want to do to this? I guess I could access the paint tool. What is this? Fill the extent. Fill regions similar in color to the clicked regions. Fill all regions until a specific boundary color. Okay. Then we have our color selector here. So let's figure out what's a really good color for the sky. I think we could do something like that. And then we'll fill in the background there. Next, let's go for yellow. Sure, I could find something in yellow. What I really enjoy the most is like being able to just... Oh no, we will not go with that color. I like being able to just select the colors how I'm selecting them now. I really appreciate that. There we go. You can also set the layer with your lines as a reference layer, then use the bucket tool on the layer underneath to keep the lines and colors separate. You know what? I forgot I could do that. I forgot I could do that, y'all. All right. Let's do that. So, also welcome to the stream, Willow. Nice to have you here. Didn't use the bucket tool on a layer underneath. Okay, so I've got the bucket tool. For some reason, that's because the layer is locked. Let's unlock it. That did not work out the way that I wanted it to. Although I think I would have to switch back and forth between... Well, no, I don't have any... I don't have like... Oh, here's a magic wand. So I guess I could just select a magic wand, then go into background, and then... Yeah, see, we're having fun. We're having so much fun over here, you guys. All right. So in the tool options, there should be a reference option in the bucket tool. I will get to your question in just a second, Jan. Let me figure this out about the tools. So in the tools options... No, that's not it. It is the... There should be a reference in the bucket tool. Yeah, so I got the bucket tool. Let's look at the tool options. Reference. Fill regions found from the active layer. From merging of all layers. And then merging of layers with specific color labels. So let's just... I don't want to select the background anymore. Deselect it. There we go. Okay, so how long have I been using Linux? So the process for going with Linux, I've been using Linux since about 2022, 23, around that era, and um, I just started. Oh, okay, I like that. Yeah, that's what I like. That's what I like. Do no no. Okay, there we go. Thank you for the help, Willow. Gladly appreciated. So yeah, I've been using Linux since like 2022, 23, and I've been bouncing back and forth between Windows and Linux for a long time. But then it wasn't until recently when I came back to YouTube that I decided that I was just gonna stick with Linux. My first ever distro was Pop! OS. It was a great time when I was using it, and I don't know, I just kind of enjoyed it at the time. But that was under the condition of it's just a beginner distro for me. I'm gonna put my charger over there. But yeah, yeah, that's how long I've been doing it. Let's look at the color selector now. I think I want to, because I do like that green, and then maybe we'll do like a lower green for these. Oh, you know what? I did not close that line. Yep, that's going to really affect things. There we go. Then the paint bucket. Let's go back over here. Yeah, I kind of like that brown a little bit. It's very refreshing for that. Clouds I'm going to leave white. Let's take a look back at the sky. No, I don't quite want that blue. You know what? Let's go for... Yeah. I'm happy with that one. And then let's do... let's see, not to backseat draw. I've been suffering through various art programs for 15 years at least by now. No, I appreciate the help. Don't get me wrong. This is my first time ever using Krita. Okay, I am used to using something like Inkscape because whenever I do my logo and whenever I do like whatever other artwork that I do, I try to use vector graphics because they look cleaner to me and more crisp. And this was just more or less trying to figure out if drawing is going to be more of a good option for me now that I've got a tablet and that I'm able to freeform how I want to with, raster files. So, yeah. And then for photo editing, I use GIMP, but I didn't have anything for drawing. So that's where Krita comes in because, just because of the things that you can do with it. In fact, in a moment, like once I get finished with this, I'm probably going to like try to draw my logo again. That's not really a good green. And that's sort of the same green that I've got before. Yeah, we'll fill in the color from there. Why not? And then let's do Yeah, just a little bit of aqua there. Then the rabbit. I think for the rabbit, I think I just want to, I don't know. Let's, let me see if I can actually get into this. I don't think I'm going to be able to draw lines at this point. No, because I made the rabbit too small. Although I could just fine tune it if I wanted to, but really, where's the fun in that, right? But yes, let's make the ears just a little bit more pink. Then let's go here. Make them pink just like that. We will definitely want to take a brush. Maybe we could do more of a pink there. And then we can just fill them in like so. I mean, all right. Let's see. I use Debian / Arch now. Use Linux since 2021. My first distro was Manjaro. I liked KDE a lot, especially its animations. They were great times. I don't like to customize everything though. No, I get it. I definitely get it. I don't know. For me, I've been on Debian before. Debian is nice if you want something that's stable and secure. I don't use Debian anymore just because I want to use the latest softwares that come with it. I just have apps that need updated to like the latest version. Nick, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Glad you could make it. I never got myself into vector for art since my background is in drawing / painting, and raster art programs map a lot more easily to those disciplines. No, I can definitely understand that. No, I definitely get that. It's just for me, I'm not as used to working with raster programs. Let's see. Your first distro was Manjaro, though. Yeah, I've tried out Manjaro. It. What do I want to say about Manjaro? Yeah. So Manjaro, I feel like it's nice for some people. I don't feel like it's for everybody though. I'm doing great as well. Just sitting here doing a drawing stream to break in this tablet here, trying to see if how it works and all that good stuff. In case I want to do something different. I really want to do something different with that background though. Alright, let's actually... We want a better looking sky. I think. Yeah, we definitely want a better looking sky. And we want some blue in there. Okay. We definitely want some blue for the water. But I don't want it too dark. That's my only problem with it. Is that it's just a little too dark. Is it a tablet with display or without? It is without a display. So what I have is it's the Huion Inspiroy HP 1060p. Or, excuse me, H1060p is what I meant to say for that. But yeah, that's what it is. I think... I don't know if I'm going to save that one. Let's do a new one, though. And this one we'll do 1080 by 1080. Because I just want to see if I can create a logo from this. It's going to be a little difficult. I can guarantee you that. Because I'm just going to be trying to iron this out. Although what I could do is that I could use a vector layer, but then I would be tempted to not be so perfect. Oh, so many choices, man. Yeah, see, that's not really that perfect. Oh yeah, most of Huion's newer stuff is brilliant. I've been using Canvas 16 Pro since around 2019. Haven't had a single complaint, really. That is good to know. See, I used to have a Huion tablet, but it was not nearly as fancy as this one is because this one's got like 12 different buttons on it. Well, actually, it's also got some soft touch buttons, but the battery in this one, it's actually battery free. It doesn't take a battery. My old one, I used to have to put a battery in it, and I like where the technology has come since then. So it's been great for that. And while I'm at it, before I continue with doing anything, I would like to invite you guys to join the Discord server. If you would like to remain in contact with me, because I know contacting people can be hard on social media these days, like if you're a content creator on YouTube. But you can talk about Linux stuff. You can get help with Linux stuff. You can ask questions, share your risings and all that good stuff. Also, if you like the video, make sure to hit that like button. And if you really like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Now back to the regular content. I had an old Huion Giano where you had to recharge the pin. Oh, you had to recharge it? That's crazy. That was Wacom patent hoarding. We've known how to do batteryless pins since the 90s, I fear. Right. No, I understand. You're going to bed now. It's 2 a.m. Oh, my dude. I hope you have a good night. And thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you around in the future. Wasn't around until 2018-19 that the patent expired and competitors could make batteryless pins. That may be where I was going wrong because I bought my drawing tablet before 2018. I believe that's what I was doing. So, I get that. So, now it's just... I don't know. I'm just really happy that they have... this available. So what do I do if I don't want the delay? Is it going to be a perfect circle? I mean, not really. But what is a finish line exactly? Definitely doing some new stuff here. All right, let's try to do 20 there. Yeah, I just don't think. I don't know. I don't know how I expect to do like a circle here. Like, I guess I could just do like a circle there. This might take a few attempts, so bear with me as I'm doing this. So what I could do, let's see. I think 1080 by 1080 is a little bit big for me to work with, but at the same time, if I don't work with it, then I'm going to end up not having the resolution that I want to use for it. And while I'm at it, let's go ahead and just plug this thing in to a charger. Okay, I can do this. I know I can do this. Yeah, for some reason I'm just wanting to go there. See, I can do a circle if it's like that. But then the second I try to take my time with it, that's where things go south for the winter. There's always like this little, like, how do I solve this problem? And really, what's good about Krita is that I can actually drop Inkscape. I wouldn't need Inkscape anymore in order to create certain things, which would be nice because I'm not necessarily a fan of how Inkscape works, and this just comes more naturally to me. Is on the smaller end for raster artists. I often work up to 5,000 pixels. Yeah, no, I definitely understand why that's the case. And you want to do that because it, like, you want to do that so that way when you have to scale, you want to scale down on the project. You don't want to have to scale up because if you scale up, then your project becomes pixelated. Yes, Inkscape is for vector graphics, and that is what I'm used to working with. I'm not used to working with raster programs. In fact, this is my first time using a tablet, a drawing tablet on Linux, and that's what this stream is about today. Anyways, welcome to the stream. So glad you could join us. We're just, like I said, we're just doing a little bit of drawing here. But no, I definitely understand why you would end up doing that. You are welcome. Let's see about doing this then instead. That's where changing the delay might be helpful. Gotcha. Remember, you can zoom out if you want to do a circle across the whole canvas in smaller physical motion. Oh, you know what? That is correct. I could do that. But we're going to have to bump this down. Probably to about 15 again. We'll bump it down. Yeah, see, I'm making better circles there. For sure. Making better circles. Need to try that just one more time. But I got it for note taking, but definitely looking forward to making animations since what made me stop was doing them on a phone using my fingers. Yeah, I've known people that have used like their phones to be able to do animations, and like for those types of people, like kudos to you, man. Like, because I would be lost on that. Yeah, maybe this is about the direction I want to go in. I think that's about as perfect as I'm gonna get it. No, they didn't really line up the way I wanted them to. But that was a really good tip, though, that I could actually. And then that way. Do you think Krita is the best place to start, or should I go with Flip a Clip using an emulator? No, I think you should go with Krita. I don't think you should do anything with Flip a Clip. If you are seriously interested in getting into animation, my recommendation always is for OpenTunes. OpenTunes is something I would always recommend to somebody. OpenTunes, you can have raster files, you can have vector files, but it is basically as traditional as you can get in terms of animation. And most of all, it is free and open source. So you don't have to worry about that, if that is something that truly interests you. You encouraged me to draw again. I almost abandoned it. Thank you. You are welcome. Definitely anything to encourage the people to be more creative these days. Krita's animation tools are incredibly robust from what I've seen, comparable to Clip Studio. I have never done animation with anything other than OpenTunes. I will take your word for it, though, in regards to that, because it sounds like Krita can do like more than just drawing stuff. Yeah, you're welcome. You can 100% manage full projects in it by the look. Yeah, I definitely believe that. If I can ever just get this circle. Oh, you know what? This is actually a perfect place for me to do this. Let's see if I can edit this correctly. And then go back into it. Okay, it's not necessarily perfect. Okay, don't get me wrong, but we do have a circle here. We do have a circle. OpenTunes looks like the best program for animation. Yeah, I mean, that's what I started when I was animating. Like, I thought it was the best thing ever. And I'm probably going to end up doing some more animations. Or I'll probably end up trying to do some animation in the future on this channel. We'll see. I have two questions. Firstly, what are you using to draw? And secondly, what do you think about using your finger to draw? I'll answer the second question first. I'm not really a fan of using my finger to draw, but that's just more of because I'm not really comfortable with that. What am I using to draw? I'm using Krita. My drawing tablet is a Huion Inspiroy H1060p. I think if you can make a line on a screen with it, you can work with it. Okay, gotcha. Yep, that's also viable too. But yeah, we finally got this going. Like I said, it's not necessarily a complete circle. And really what I want to do is I just realized I want to be able to draw the body first. So basically with penguins, you've got your bodies right here. Okay, yeah, so what we're going to need to do for this is we'll just do like a U. Except we won't do it all crazy like that. And then I don't really want to do that. I don't know. Oh yeah, no problem. Thank you. Do you use more than 50% of the buttons? I find myself only using the pins buttons and the touch sensitive bar. Oh, so I haven't had a use for using the other buttons on it yet. I'm only using the buttons on my pen at the moment, just because I'm trying to get used to figuring out how to go about everything. But I do plan at some point touching in on that. Okay, so basically what I want to do here is I want to draw the head first, I think. And once I draw the head, then I want to draw a body. Although I would argue that this looks more like a human now. And then we'll just do like a little penguin here. No way, I just got a pre-owned HS611 secondhand. Nice. Just for getting work done away from my desktop setup. That sounds like a really nice setup then. I am so happy for you, actually. This is not the logo that I wanted. Like, at all. Okay. Okay, this bird does not know what it wants to do. I might end up going back and redoing that. Okay, that's a little big for a flipper, or for a, yeah, for a flipper, I guess. So let's just do that. Let's just start from right here. Let's go to that. And then actually what I want to do, I think, is I want to start from here. Then I also want to start from here. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely not the setup that I wanted to do for this. Let's see. All right, I gotta go now. See you later. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Glad you could make it, and we'll see you in the next stream or whenever. Um, let's see. Do you play games? Yes, I do play games. Sometimes I. Oh, well, let me rephrase that. Sometimes I play games. Most of the time I do something either from Steam or I'm playing retro games mostly. Um, but yeah, that's pretty cool in the tablets. Like, anything to make your life easier when it comes to productivity. Yeah, so we'll just there we go, and then we will just go ahead and we need to go ahead and take care of that line there. That was bothering me just a little bit. Let me get in just a little bit closer to that. Because that is going to bother me if I don't do something about it. There we go. All right, cool. So now we need to get rid of this line here. Yeah, I'm like really focused in on this right now. Okay, so that side is starting to look pretty good. But like I said, do I actually want this as a logo? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, I think in general, if I'm just gonna do like a drawing stream here and there or something like that, I think it would be best to just stick with um like, let's see if it, hold on, I'll get it right in a minute. If I want to do drawing streams like this in the future, yes, raster would be great. But if I'm just designing some logos for the channel or whatever, then yeah, maybe I would want to not use raster files. Eventually, I will get the right words out. Man, I'm always messing that up. Okay, so that's looking a little bit better now. If I can just figure out where my mouse is going. Half the time I can't figure out where my mouse is going. I really need to figure out like buttons that I can zoom in and zoom out. In fact, that may be what I do in a minute. I may just end up doing that. But I don't want to use the soft buttons. I don't think I have a need for the soft buttons. I've already got like 12 buttons. Not even sure what that button does. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty much what we've got so far as far as this bird goes. And I just realized that I messed up with that. So let me just erase this, because I want to do something different with this bird actually. There we go. Gotten rid of him, and let's see, what's the next thing I want to do? I think, oh yeah, that's right. I got the eraser on. One day I will learn how to not have that affect anything. I don't know. I guess I would have to paint that, see if I liked it or not. I guess what I could do is let me just paint these. Although, I want to do it on the background. I want to unlock that. Okay, cool, Jan. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you will stop by in the future. Hope you get a good night's sleep, because that is very important as well. But yeah, I shall see you later then. Thanks for stopping by, and take care. But why doesn't it, when I hit this, I still see those white lines there, and I'm wondering how I go about not having that. I mean, it is pretty consistent. The problem is that I just don't know. Fill the active selection or the entire canvas. Fill a contiguous region. Fill all regions of a similar color. Fill source. Oh, maybe it's because I'm trying to use that as a foreground. No? That's not it. Let me see what that does. Oh, you know what? I don't know what I just did. Let's see. Fill all regions until a specific boundary color blank. Okay, so that's cool. Let me... Oh yeah, I also forgot to do a little drawing here where it's like... I don't know. I got that left side done. So the brush you're using is likely anti-alias. There are threshold and expansion settings you usually make up. Or the boundary color. I don't even think that's in Clip Studio. Gotcha. So let me try to... Am I really happy with that? Not really. There we go, I think. I usually use brushes without anti-aliasing if I ever intend to use a bucket tool. Raw pixels play a lot nicer with the bucket. But Krita just became a lot cooler with that feature. I'm confused. What feature are we talking about here? Is it the one about anti-aliasing or something that I just did? All right. So if I could, I just need to... What if I just did like eyeballs? No, I like what I was doing earlier. The fill to boundary color you just used. Oh, well, in that case, I am glad that I was able to help out in that way. Part of learning is discovery, I feel like. And I feel like that's what I have done today. Okay, so there we go. And then... I don't know. I think I like that. Maybe have a smile, because, why not? So let's go back here with our fill tool. Go ahead and fill that. Then we shall fill the color there, fill the color there. Where it fills until it reaches a fully black pixel. Oh yeah, no, I get it. No, I understood what you meant now. Okay, this doesn't look too bad actually. I think the only thing I might would do, let me get that, and then because typically, actually I don't know what it did there just now. But let's go back to paint layer because I want to let's actually zoom in just a little bit on this penguin. So what I want to do is I want to take it here. Just fill it in like so. And doesn't really help though. I don't know. I'm unfortunately not using Krita for professional work at the moment. But as Windows gets worse, I inch ever closer to cutting off Clip Studio or trying to get it working on Linux. Yeah, so I feel as though it I feel anything to just get away from Windows is like something I would ideally go for. I would not recommend that for everybody though, just because like everyone's going to be different in what they need or want. So like I find that it's usually best just not force people to come to Linux, because if you do, you're going to have a bad time. And what we want is a good time. So, I get it. So what I could do, if I started it like maybe here, then I could maybe do it to about there. I don't know. I think I'm getting better with the tablet. I think I am. Who knows, really? Yeah, I'm just trying to do some stretches at the moment. Let's see. I've loved the brief experiences I've had with Linux on older laptops. Only tried Mint and Bazzite with KDE Desktop. Gotcha. Yeah, see, I recently made the switch from Arch Linux to CachyOS. And I'm not running an older laptop necessarily, but I'm running one that's not necessarily the best for gaming that I'm aware of. Like I know that down the road, if I want to play games like if I wanted to play more games on this channel, for example, I know I'm going to have to upgrade. I just simply don't have it right now to upgrade my computer. But it is something that I do want to think about getting in the future, is like something better than what I'm using now. I mean, that's not to say that this computer's bad, because I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's actually very good for my needs, because I don't really use it for much of anything, mostly for Linux content, and also just for everything Linux that I need to get it to run. This one, I'm going to put my little signature here. I'm going to put my signature. I'm going to put Actually, you know what? We're going to do a penguin nose for this. Although we don't want that much of one. There we go. Yeah, I make do with what I have. I just play more indie games as big games get harder to run as the years go by. Yeah, I'm kind of. I don't know if I would say that I play indie games necessarily. I play a lot of retro games. Sometimes I like playing Lego games. I also enjoy playing. I'm trying to figure out some other ones at the moment because like Fortnite would be the only other one, but I haven't played Fortnite in forever. And from the looks of it, there's a lot of people that watch my channel that don't really care for Fortnite all that much. So you probably won't be seeing any Fortnite content from me really, unless I just feel like doing it, you know. But of course, that's going to be with GeForce Now, simply because of the limitations. You know what I wonder? I wonder if I wonder if I reset the transformation here. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I should have been doing something else instead. But I wanted to just try something. Transform. Center to screen. I want to see if this makes a difference. As far as my FPS is concerned, because I'm kind of worried about my FPS a little bit, but I also don't like the fact that there's these black bars on the sides of the videos. That's why I stretched it out. But I don't know. I wanted to see if that would work out or not. All right. So we did a little penguin. Unfortunately, he's not as big as I wanted him to be. Let's pull up a new file. And then let me figure out what I want to do this time. Because here's the thing, I definitely like where I was going with that. 2 a.m. in Scotland. That's crazy. Thank you for joining the channel and being with us. So glad you could make it. Yeah, it's definitely been great having you here. And I look forward to seeing you soon on this channel. But yeah, take care and have a good night. Hope you get a good night's sleep as well. You guys, I can't stress enough how important sleep is. So definitely you want to get it. But now that we are back to the drawing board, quite literally, let us figure out what we're going to do next. I think I want to try my hand at a logo, but I need the head to be a bit bigger. We don't need to make that nearly as big, I guess. Let's look at the tool options. So we'll zoom that to 50%. Yeah, I just don't know that I like that. In fact, if we just go to 20 and then see how well that does. That was almost a perfect circle. But let's try for something better. I'm not sure that I like that setup either. Let's do something better here. That's the only part about a circle is that it's like trying to finish it going around, you know? All right, well, let me do something different here. Let me try to figure out where I want the body to be put. So if I have the body there, no, it's not where I want it. Dang, I can't do that. I can't do what I wanted to do with it. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that you have to make the head first. But then that's not going to work out. Let's do this. Give me just 1 second, guys. Okay, and now we're back. So, here's the thing about the logo. Do I just want to do the head or do I also want to do the body? But the one thing that you also have to keep in mind when it comes to anything like, all right, let's just delete that one. Let's see. When it comes to a vector file, you want to make sure that you get like, oh, I like how that works out. So basically what you want whenever you're doing a logo is make sure that it's within this circle here. Then the second thing is we can go back and then we can start drawing on this vector aspect of it. So what I want to do now is I think I want to go ahead and create. Oh, you cannot paint on this layer. Well, you know what? That's fine, I guess. Okay. I mean, that was sort of a decent head. I want to be able to just draw what I need to draw here. Okay, so I keep doing that action a lot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back here, and then on the digital pen itself, what I want to enter is Control Z. So Control Z. That's what I want to enter. Just so that way I can make sure that I'm undoing everything. That's the first thing to do. But yeah, that was the Huion software, which you can get on their website, which is how I got it in the first place. And that just keeps coming out more square than anything. I think what it is that I worry too much about like getting, like when you're doing a circle, it's best if you just like try to do it fast. Actually, you know what I could do? Since I am in the middle of doing this, okay, yeah, that probably was about the closest that I was gonna get. Yeah, we're just practicing doing circles here for the moment because I want to make a logo, right? But I want to make the logo good. Let's go with none for now. No, let's go with stabilizer. Yeah, for some reason I just can't get the head right. I want to be able to get it right. All right, so let's try it from this angle, I think. Or you know what? Let's do one even better. No, I'm so tempted. Listen, here's the thing. I am so tempted in doing something with the vector graphics. I'm so tempted. But I have got to break free from that. Well, what if I use this? No, that's not really going to help. See, I really liked this logo here, but that's not really a logo because, like, I didn't make the dimensions correct when I was working with it. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've been sitting here for like the last 30 minutes trying to do this. I think I just need to take a moment. Take a moment, talk with chat, see how y'all are doing. Yeah, so how is everyone doing today? Y'all doing good? Although I did get the tip, remember if you absolutely need to, you can zoom out. Yeah, you can absolutely zoom out and just create the circle there. Oh, you know what I could do actually? I could just design the wallpaper while I'm at it. Because I do need to redo the wallpaper. So that way it reflects my logo, but like that means I got to import and I don't know. I might still end up doing stuff with the Inkscape after all. But this is like really great for drawing, I feel. We'll just have to see what the future holds. Well, then how do I redo an action? Edit, redo, resize. Oh, it's Control Shift Z. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like doing Shift Control Z just for that. But I'm sure you could customize it if you really wanted to. Cinder, okay. Thanks for stopping by. Glad you could make it. I'm glad that you approve of the top panel. I am currently using Wayland. Using Wayland, but it's Hyperland as my compositor, which is my window manager, and I'm using Waybar as my top panel. So all this that you're seeing at the top is because of Waybar. Yeah, Waybar. Anyways, welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it. We're just we're doing some testing today with drawing on Linux. And as you can see, you can do it. The only issue will come down to skill. Because right now, I've been trying to do this for like the last 30 minutes or so. And what I mean by that is that I've just been trying to do like the head for like the last 30 minutes. So that's why I keep zooming out. Yeah, so let's just do this. I think I zoomed out too much with that. I think zooming out to about 50% is good. And then we can just... I need to figure this out. Because it would be so much easier for me to go back to raster files. But I kind of don't want to either. So maybe what I could do is, now that we've got that, I could just do this. Nope. Nope. Let's try this one more time. Okay, I might have something that I'm working with here. So then that's not looking too bad. And then we just add our little flipper. Do it to about there. Add our little flipper to about there. And then maybe... that's not a good looking foot. And that one's just too big. So probably what would be a good indicator for doing something like this would probably be to start in the middle. And then probably just doing something like that. That could be a way to go for sure. I just don't know if it's like the best way to do it. That was also not a good foot. Let's zoom in just a little bit. And how do we zoom? Zoom, rotate. Okay, so control equals and then control minus. Okay, so control equal. No, actually, that would be control. Yeah, that would be control equal. Zoom in. Then what did I name the pin then? I don't think I named it anything. Zoomed in, and then we get zoomed out. Not like it's going to remember everything, but we'll just try that out. Oh, I see what it did. Yep. Not bad. Not bad at all. It's just like really confusing because the buttons are like down here, I guess. So let me do this then. Control minus. Control equals. Let me see if that actually does. Okay. Yeah, that's doing the expected behavior that I'm looking for. Yep, so definitely gotta work with that. And then we'll take this. We'll also give him a foot. I kind of want the foot to be just a little bit perfect than it was. And then we'll take this foot and also yeah, just make like a little dude here. But first, I don't necessarily care for the way that the buttons feel. I'm not sure that I like it. Oh yeah, you know what? We do not want a stabilizer on the eraser. Yeah, the only time that I want a stabilizer is when we are using the other one. There we go. And then let's do it again. You know what? Maybe I might actually start drawing my thumbnails if I get better at this. Because that would be more ideal, I think, than like trying to figure out like how I'm gonna do a certain thing, you know? Okay. So with that being done, let's go over here. And then we'll just do Okay, so here's the interesting thing that happens whenever I'm drawing is that I can't just make the tool option. I can't just make brush smoothing for the specific one that I'm going for. Like, it either chooses it for all or none, it seems like. Which is kind of odd to me. I don't really care for that too much. But yeah, we'll do nah. So like I'm just trying to figure out like what a good example of a thumbnail would be. So like I guess I could just draw like a gamepad and draw like a chord for it and then just say gaming on Linux Cache OS edition or something like that. I guess I could do that. But yeah. Or like what I could do. No, that doesn't really work well. Then we'll just do like some eyeballs here. Nah, I'm not feeling that. Let's just look at the one that I previously did. And then let's look at the one I'm trying to do now. So like this one I feel like turned out the best. And then this one was just kind of my first time doing it. I haven't saved any of these projects, mind you, but I am in favor of the second photo better. This one, let's actually... We need to turn on stabilizer again. But we only need to do it at like 20. Or maybe 15, I'm not sure which one. Unless weighted works. Does weighted work as well as it needs to? Scalable distance. Okay, gotcha. Still not liking it. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on what it is. But that seems to be a lot better brush smoothing than before. Because at least with this, I get to freeform. But I noticed that I'm still having some difficulty trying to get the eyeballs to do exactly what I want to with them. So like, for example, let's just... Let's just do it that way, and then... I don't know. I wiggle all over the place. And then we'll just... There we go. I don't know. I'm still not necessarily happy with that, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. At the end of the day. Then we'll just do the eyeballs like so. And then there's like the little penguin dude. Like I said, not nearly as good as this one, but I'll take it. I would definitely recommend, if you're gonna get into drawing, definitely use Krita. Krita is probably gonna be your best bet. I would, if I were you, and this is what's great about Krita, because Krita allows for you to use vector or raster layers. And so that's really good, especially if you are trying to come up with a logo. I feel like it is going to be your best bet to use vector graphics. Paint, on the other hand, like a paint layer is great for if you're drawing and you just want to like come up with something different. But yeah, everything is working on my tablet. I haven't had any connection issues, so yeah, it works great with Linux. That's all I can really say. As far as the drivers go, I had to install the drivers. But as long as you know how to read, then you should be fine. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to delete what's in the paint layer. And let's do something else. So what would I do? I guess I could try to draw a gamepad. No, that looks nothing like one. Yeah, really, you're going to want to go with stabilizer, I feel. That actually might take a little more time to have to solve. But in general, like that, for example. So, let's go ahead and delete that. I think 10 is probably going to be like maybe your best bet for delays. And then we'll just do... Okay, that's a little odd. And then this way, if I start drawing my own stuff, then like I don't have to worry about anything going wrong. Okay, so then we'll just draw a chord going that way. Draw another line going that way. And then we'll do and this is where you will want to go back and just select none, so that way you can just free ball it really. But what is this snap to assistance? Snap to single line. I wonder what that does in this. So let's check it out. I don't see where it does anything different necessarily. So finish line. I'm practicing my circles right now. Ooh, that was not a good FPS drop at all. So yeah, let's work with delay. Okay, that was a pretty good circle, I will admit. That too was also a good circle. Yeah, we're just doing all kinds of different things. I'm just whatever is off the top of my head is what I'm doing right now. So like one thing that I was struggling with was like making these lines like be a thing. I just wonder why my processor isn't being used as much. Because here's what's going to happen the next time I stream. The next time I stream, we're going to get rid of a Cava out of my Waybar. We're going to cut the stream down to 30 FPS instead of 60 FPS to see if that makes a difference. Just little different things just to see if it helps the stream or not. Because I definitely am noticing some different things here going on. Okay, and then so let us do something like that. We'll do itty bitty circles. Not like you can really do itty bitty circles. Because like when you get to a certain point, you just kind of run out of space, right? So, and let's make a little tripod. We'll just pretend that this is a webcam. Well, what happens if I just have it on 5 for the delay? Is that going to make it any better? So I think really what it comes down to is that you just got to find what works best for you. Because this seems to be working okay. I'm not having any issues really with that. Just do some smiley faces. Maybe do some itty bitty smiley faces here. And then we just delete it just like that. Allow me to have a moment break. Yeah, so really, let me write this down. So fix CPU, use GPU, cut stream to 30 FPS at 3000 bits. What else do I need to do? I'm thinking that may be it. As far as like anything that I can do on my end. Yeah, I think that's all I can really do as far as like updating the stream and everything. Cause like, you know, it doesn't happen all the time, but like I can't get control of the FPS in OBS. But yeah. How is everyone doing? Everyone doing good? Tell me about your first Linux experience, if you're out there. And while we do that, I'm going to... Let's see, what can I possibly do? Well, we could make a tulip. So if we just... Actually, that's more like a lily, I think. It's not really... Oh, I just saved this project. Yep, I just saved this project. Okay. Let's see, what else is there? I could just... Linux. Do. Charge. And then we do one for Zippix. Yeah, when I'm not even trying, I can pull it off. And then let's see, what else can I do here? I guess... Yeah, we can definitely do something like this. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even think about doing like teardrop eyes. I guess you could do that too. Let's delete it. Why not? Why not? But yeah, it is barely pulling anything, and like, I just don't get it. As far as like, it's only using what it needs to use. I find that kind of odd for my processor. Yep, time for another stretch though. I don't know. I'm getting to a point where um, I think I've done all about as much as I can do with this tablet for now. I don't have any other ideas necessarily. But I'm trying to think of if there's anything else because I'm probably just going to end up going pretty soon. Um, I don't know yet. Let me see about adjusting something real quick. There we go. Okay, so I guess that's going to be it for me for today. I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. And also make sure to join the Discord if you ever need to get in contact with me for any reason. If you need to, if you want to talk with other Linux users, they're in the server too. You can post your risings, you can ask questions and all that good stuff in the server. So I would recommend it if you would like, if that's your jam. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and head on out, and I will see you guys in the next one.